And a lot of the time they're telling themselves, I'm I'm not walking away from it because people will be disappointed. People, what people will say things, people will think things, but and what if it's the wrong decision? But actually, if you know that you're walking towards something that is actually going to be right for you, those other things don't really matter as much anymore in the sense that they don't have as much power over you anymore. Hello there, this is Lisa Fox from lisafox.ie, and today I want to talk about confidence to walk away. Excuse the slurping. Why did I decide to do that? Just let's go nice. Not out. So yeah, the confidence to walk away. Walking away is such a difficult thing to do. It is so hard. And why? Why is it so hard just to walk away, even if it's the right thing for you, even if it's the right thing for everybody involved? Well, I think the answer to that is that when we walk away, we really worry what people are going to think. So that's fear of judgment kicks in there. When we're walking away, we also wonder, yeah, am I making the right decision if I walk away? It's like you're walking away and you're lighting a match and blowing it all up. You'll never be able to go back. So there's that fear of what if? What if I walk away and it's the wrong decision? There's also a huge element of people pleasing. We're afraid to disappoint anybody. And we're afraid that we won't be liked if we walk away. And I'm sure there's lots and lots of other things, but having that fear of walking away and holding yourself um, in a place where you're stuck, where it's no longer beneficial to you, or let's face it, to anybody else, and refusing to walk away because of those fears is something that can often be caused by a lack of self belief, a lack of self worth, and a lack of confidence. Um, and here's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you like a couple of examples of when I have walked away and what my fears have been. But I will say, I will preface this by saying that these examples of when I decided to walk away, I have actually managed to walk away. Um, and I think also, like, often the question of walking away is more so the question of when is the right time to walk away. And like when you stay in something far too long, knowing that eventually you're going to walk away because eventually it's going to get too much, then getting to that point much quicker is the only answer, is the only thing that's going to actually help you and help anybody else. So um I think the first thing that you need in order to actually make that decision to walk away is clarity, right? Clarity about what you're walking towards. And I think that's the main thing that we're frightened of. Like, we might be afraid of judgment. We might be afraid of what other people are going to say, think, um, and do about us. And we might be afraid of disappointing people. But really, a lot of the time, it's that we're afraid because we don't really know what we're going towards. And I think that explains why a lot of people only actually find the courage and the faith and the confidence to walk away when they find something else to walk towards. For example, you only find the courage to walk away from a relationship that's not working for you when you find somebody else, or when you start messaging someone else, or you start having like some sort of relationship, maybe not like, the same type of relationship, but some sort of other relationship with somebody else. Or we only find the confidence to walk away from the job that's no longer working for us when we're really clear about, and have secured another job. Or when we find the audacity to walk away from a niche, that we're serving in our businesses, when we know exactly the niche that we're going to serve, when we've already maybe started serving the other niche. So, or to walk away from a business or a job when you've got another business or a job already in the works, right? It's that security. It's that that idea of, I cannot walk away from this until I know what I'm walking towards. And I think that's important too. I actually really do feel like it's important to give yourself, when you're deciding to walk away from something, to give yourself something really tangible, nameable, empowering to walk towards. But not maybe in the way that, in the examples that I'm describing. For example, so I'm going to talk about my examples then. I walked away from a recent niche, right? So I was serving children in my business, and I decided through a lot of deep work that the people that I actually wanted to serve were mothers in business, not children who wanted to become performers. And even though I have all the love in my heart for children who want to become performers, and I served them for a long time, and I did that because they were the right niche in that moment in my life, I couldn't walk away for the longest time, because I didn't give myself, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I wasn't clear about, first of all, I didn't give myself permission to have that clarity. I was like, I knew deep down the people I wanted to serve, but I knew that I couldn't fully name it because I didn't really feel like I was allowed to change, to pivot, to walk away, to feel like I was allowed to teach children because I'd always done that, but I wasn't allowed to work with mothers in business because I'd never done that before. And when I finally, and for me, it was that piece of giving myself that permission to walk away. And that permission to actually own that clarity of who I really did want to serve, which were the mothers in business, that things could actually open up and start to change. Another thing that and it's related to the same thing, obviously, like my niche with children, I have taken a step away from my business, my previous business, which was a performing arts school. Now I have taken a year out officially, but who knows what will happen there. But to me, that is walking away, and it took a huge amount of courage. I wouldn't even say confidence. I don't know if I even still have the confidence to feel confident that it's the right decision or not. But I had to have some clarity about what it was that I wanted. I could never have walked away from a successful business without having the clarity of what it was that I did really want to do, even if I wasn't fully there yet in the success of actually carrying that out and having a successful business in my other business. But the clarity of knowing this, having this, once I knew the niche I wanted to serve, I needed to know in what way I wanted to serve this new niche, because my old niche was kids, and my old offer was a performance arts school. And so this new niche was women in business, mothers in business. But what was the offer? It took me a while to get there as well, or to have that clarity of this is what I even want it to be. This is how I want to serve the people I want to serve. But when I got that clarity, I started to feel like it was way more possible to walk away from this other thing that wasn't fully working for me anymore. Um, and like of course, like in the past, with relationships, I have often been that person who has not walked away from a relationship that was not good for me because I didn't know what I was walking into. I didn't know what I actually wanted for myself. I didn't know what kind of person I actually did want. Even if it was clear to me I didn't want the person that I was with anymore, I didn't know what I did want. And so my pattern was always wait until, like, I'm interested in someone else, or somebody else is interested in me, at this, like, there's a kind of an exit strategy there. And that was my exit strategy pattern, was like the next one. But what I really realized, and like, I think the last time I got out of a relationship, before I got into a relationship with my husband, I decided I cannot keep doing this. I cannot keep waiting to walk away from the wrong person until I think I found the next right person, right? And so the clarity that I needed there was that I needed to be the right person for me. I needed to step up and learn who I was, learn who I was on my own, and learn how to have a relationship with myself, as cliched as that is. Um, and when I did that, when I finally owned that side of myself, owned my own power, knew that I'd be okay without a relationship, that's when I found the relationship that I'm in right now, which is my marriage and the person I have two children with. And I think I could have gone on the way I did for years if I hadn't um, taken that step. So I want you to think about that for yourself. Like, how are you holding yourself back by staying stuck in the places that you should be walking away from because you haven't got real clarity on what you actually want for yourself, or what way, for example, if it's a business, what way you want your business to work, um what it is that you need, who it is that you want to serve. Um because I think that so many people are in exactly this situation. So many people are stuck doing not quite what they want because they're not really clear on what they actually want for themselves. And a lot of the time they're telling themselves, I'm I'm not walking away from it because people will be disappointed. People, what people will say, things, people will think things, but and what if it's the wrong decision? But actually, if you know that you're walking towards something that is actually going to be right for you, those other things don't really matter as much anymore, in the sense that they don't have as much power over you anymore. It's not without a fear of what people would say about me that I managed to walk away from my performance arts business. I had huge guilt about that as well, because I'm a people pleaser. I had huge resistance to it, and huge no, resistance to it is the wrong word, because I didn't feel resistance. Once I knew and was clear about what I really did want for myself, I was able to take that step and go move ahead, knowing that other people might say things, that's okay. Other people might not think it's the right thing, and that's okay. Some people might be disappointed, and that's okay. Um, I felt all those things, but I managed to move past and step into my new business because of that clarity that I had in my niche, in my offer, and finally in my pricing. And so, because of all of this stuff, and because of all of the realizations I've had around how I was keeping myself stuck, and how I've managed to move forward, and very, very, very quickly, because of the clarity that I managed to find. And in the end, it was a very, very simple process, finding that clarity in my niche, my offer, my price. And it was all to do with my confidence in myself. It was all to do with the permission that I felt that I could give myself, or maybe hadn't been given myself before. And with this newfound clarity, and with all of these ahas and breakthroughs I've had over the past few months, I've decided that I'm going to actually do a masterclass called Manifest Your Money Making Machine. And it is going to be on the 23rd of September at 1 p.m. BST, that's UK time, or Irish time if you're here. And I know that this is the right thing at the right time for so many of you, because you've told me. I know that it's the right thing at the right time because I know that it's the thing that I help all of my clients with at the beginning of their journey. And once they have that bit sorted out, that clarity of what they want, how they want to serve, and what they want for themselves, and are ready to step out of their own ways and like just step into that courage. It doesn't even have to be confidence, it's just that clarity and courage to create something that is actually going to have an impact, because it's what they really, really want for themselves, and they're in alignment with it, and they're in integrity with it. And so I've decided, for this very short period of time, this masterclass is going to be available. As I said, this is like usually the beginning of my paid work with my clients, but I don't know, I just feel really, really inspired to share it, to give people who maybe aren't ready to step into like a program or whatever. They're just trying to figure it out by themselves. This opportunity to actually do this masterclass, get this clarity, and move the fuck on with their business and their lives, and start making that impact that they really want to make. So I invite you, and you will be hearing from me. I will be reaching out through posts, through some messages. I've already had conversations with loads of you about this. So inviting you to this masterclass. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do it on Facebook, just live in the group, or whether I'm actually going to do a Zoom call for this. We shall see. We've got time to decide. But if it is something that you feel you would benefit from and you really need right now, just put it into your calendar. 23rd of September at 1 p.m. and check in on the group, and you'll see when it's going to happen, or where it's going to happen, I should say. Because I really think this masterclass is going to change everything. It's going to change everything for you very, very quickly. Okay. Confidence plus faith equals success. I shall see you very, very soon. Mwah.